We often mistake standing still for a passive activity, a resting state between movements. But in reality, maintaining an upright posture against gravity requires a complex management of internal tension and kinetic energy. This brings us to Tadasana, or mountain pose. Within the architecture of yoga, Tadasana functions as a precise somatic technology. It is the specific physical protocol used to activate and regulate the Muladhara, or root chakra, at the base of the subtle body. Mastering this mechanical baseline provides the means to translate gross physical alignment into psychological and energetic stability. The Muladhara chakra, seen here at the base of the system, governs physical consciousness and the earth element. Yoga identifies the origin of nature as root nature, or Mula Prakriti. To function effectively, the human system requires these primary energetic qualities, mass, dynamism, and serenity, to be balanced at this base level. When the subtle body lacks this structural physical foundation, it becomes unanchored. Engaging in higher energetic work without a stable root leads to systemic instability. Higher cognitive and energetic operations depend on this stability. Without a fixed root, the system lacks the structural integrity required to sustain them. To construct the space, we begin with the Annamaya Kosa, the physical body. The first biomechanical rule of Tadasana is establishing the exact connection point between the frame and the floor. This diagram maps Iyengar's weight distribution. The load balances evenly across metatarsals, heels, and toes. Pushing down creates an opposing force, locking the knees into stable pillars. The chain continues upward. Hips tighten, spine stretches, and the skull perfectly centers. This sequence of engagements converts the biological frame into a reliable, unshakable column of support. Because the mind and body operate as a continuous feedback loop, this physical architecture has an immediate psychological counterpart. Iyengar observed that a person in a state of dejection or mental disturbance physically cannot stand firmly on their feet. The instability of the mind is mirrored in the instability of the stance. This manifests as the shadow state of the root chakra, a condition where the nervous system is caught in a cycle of scarcity, fear, and constant physical gripping. When the physical stance is compromised, the nervous system defaults to this shadow state, signaling to the brain that the environment is unsafe. In this system, psychological dejection and physical instability are treated as a single, mirrored failure of somatic regulation. We use this map to diagnose the mind-body loop. On the left, a lacking foundation creates the shadow state of fear. On the right is the target essence state of stillness. Enforcing Tadasana moves the practitioner from fear to stability. By establishing mechanical stability, the practitioner provides the nervous system with the physical evidence of safety required to de-escalate the fear response. The stability of the root is the anchor for the entire subtle body. Every higher operation relies on this baseline. For example, the sacral center requires a grounded pelvis to stabilize emotions and creative flow. Similarly, sustained willpower in the solar plexus requires a stable base to prevent burnout. Even clear intuition at the third eye depends on releasing mental grasping through physical grounding. The Muladhara serves as the mandatory prerequisite for every other energetic operation in the human body. This grounding is what allows for the ultimate aim of yoga, spiritual ascension and connection to the infinite. A common pitfall in spiritual practice is bypassing, attempting to reach higher states of consciousness while ignoring the mechanics of the material foundation. As the graphic shows, true ascension requires a direct tether between the deepest physical roots and the highest energetic crown. Completing this connection requires the inner work of withdrawing the scattered senses to experience a whole body presence. Expansion of intellect and spirit doesn't begin in the abstract. It is achieved through the absolute mechanical stillness of standing firmly on the earth.